Good afternoon. On this edition of the Capitol Guardian Network, 74th Troop Command soldiers conduct annual training.
And General Payne visits soldiers conducting combat exercises at Fort Dix, New Jersey.
D.C. National Guard soldiers gear up for intense training on Fort Dix. Despite high temperatures, soldiers from the 74th Troop Command hit the field for realistic combat training. Specialist Jason Davis has more on this story.
Soldiers from the D.C. National Guard conduct annual training at Fort Dix, New Jersey. This year's exercise was the first in decades that the 74th Troop Command held training exercises with all of its supporting units, to include the 372nd MP Battalion, 104th Maintenance, and 547th Transportation Company. Second Lieutenant Stephen Meyer gives his impressions of the training currently underway.
We're doing what we need to do to get the job done. The soldiers are really excited to be out here. They're getting good training in, and that's what a soldier really appreciates, is good training, being able to do something all the time and do it right.
Even though training and real life experience are much different, when I have the training, I know what I can expect.
D.C. Guardsmen were also treated to a few unexpected training scenarios of simulated enemy attacks. Reporting from Fort Dix, New Jersey, I'm Army Specialist Jason Davis.
D.C. National Guard Adjutant General Renwick Payne flew in to observe soldiers and their leadership in action. General Payne's goal was to ensure soldiers are getting the most from their training.
D.C. Guardsmen were visited by Brigadier General Renwick Payne, whose visit was to observe annual training under the collective leadership of Colonel Brian Tate and Command Sergeant Major Terrence Smith. The Adjutant General spoke about his expectations for this year's training exercises.
We want to realistically look at what they did, evaluate what they did, find those errors that they made, and correct those errors so that they will be better the second, third, and fourth time. The emphasis is on constantly and consistently improving ourselves.
This is probably the biggest crop of E1 and E2s and E3s that we've ever had, and to see NCOs training, coaching, and mentoring those young guys is pretty much what it was about.
We stayed on basically a duplicate of a forward operating base that you would currently find in Iraq or Afghanistan. They start to get more the sense of the realism, and it adds to the excitement, and maybe it scares you a little bit when something explodes and the machine guns start blaring. It really adds to the realism.
It is about the training, but it is about studying the training, looking at the training, improving through the training, and constantly making themselves and the organization better.
Reporting from Fort Dix, New Jersey, I'm Army Specialist Jason Davis.
Individual units typically conduct specialized training, but this year's focus was a large joint exercise, including military police, maintenance personnel, transportation specialists, public affairs, and aviation crews.
That's all the time we have for today. Tune in next week for more up-to-date Capitol Guardian news. For CGN, I'm Army Sergeant Ashley Bowman.
And I'm Specialist Jason Davis.
soldiers signed up for. You know, some of them were a little apprehensive about coming up here and getting out in the woods and doing this kind of training for 2 weeks during the AT collective together. Normally the companies go out and do their own individual ATs. I think once they got up here, the morale's been good. We had the first couple of days just kind of getting settled into our living area and the fob here at Fort Dix and the Cole. But now that they're up here, motivation is up, and I think they're excited to be here. Even the ones that weren't too sure they wanted to come up here, they're having fun. So I think it's going to be a great training event.